Lee Hogan here, VIP Boxing, down at Matthew Hatton's. What is Matthew Hatton's? Magic Hatton, isn't it?
Magic Hatton Boxing and Fitness is called.
And this is where you do your new job, mate. Your new job, which is coaching and helping kids. And
what else was I going to do after boxing?
It'd be sad not to, wouldn't it?
Definitely not going back to the bread factory anyway.
How many fights as an amateur you had before you went pro?
It was 70 odd. About between 70 and 80 anyway, and then I had 22 on licence as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What, before you went pro then?
So before I was pro, so I started off as the amateurs with Roy, and then I think I stopped for a bit, and then I'd not even heard of white collar boxing at the time, and then a couple of mates started doing it. I remember going to a show watching it, and I thought I could definitely tussle with these guys, even unfair. And I had one. I found it a bit easier compared to the amateurs because a lot of them, like you do get some good fighters in the white collar now, but at the time it's mostly people like, but they can have a fight in the streets, will have a go in the ring.
Yeah.
And I won a couple of titles in there unlicensed. Not like they mean anything like. But
well, let's go right back to the beginning then. So you started Roy Richardson's. How old were you and why?
9. So I used to have a bit of an hard time, with kids on the estates and at school and everything.
Is that because you were ginger?
Probably, yeah. I was ginger with a big gob on me, a little skinny ginger kid with a big gob. Then one of my mates, he started going, but my Uncle Steve was a British champion at the gym and all, but I never knew it was in Compston. You probably know him, Stephen Quinn. I think he was just a bit after your time, I think. I'm not sure, just after Eddie's time.
Right.
And so he was there, but I didn't know the boxing gym was only in Compston. And also my mate, he said he was going down, so I went down with him once, and just loved it. So a few of us on the estate all started at the same time, but then I was the only one that stuck to it.
So it used to be called Stockport and Bredbury, didn't it?
Yeah, Bredbury, Stockport.
Yeah,
I think it used to be called Bredbury Steelsworth before my time, and it was Bredbury, Stockport, ABC. It's now Roy Richardson's Boxing.
Well, when I boxed a couple of lads from your gym, from Bredbury and Stockport. In fact, the lad you just mentioned before then, Eddie Copeland, was in the corner. And Eddie won the ABAs in, I think, 79, didn't he?
Yeah.
And what a fantastic story Eddie had.
I know,
because
it was a sad story really, weren't it?
Well, yeah, but sad, but also brilliant because, he won the ABAs, and then his daughter, Stacey, who I presume boxed with you at she ended up, I think it's still, I don't think it's ever been done before, where father and daughter have both won senior elite titles.
Yeah, well, it never used to be as big as it is women's boxing now, is it? But I think if Stacey had turned pro, she would have gone really far.
Well, she wasn't allowed to, was she? She ended up doing football, didn't she?
Yeah, well, I think because she was all or nothing, Stacey, so I think she had a few injuries at the end, that's why she retired. Yeah. But I know with Eddie, he had his eye popped, didn't he? Yeah. So, but,
there's a brilliant film about it called, I think, One Punch, I think it's called.
There was a newspaper article called The Shattered Dream about ages ago, but they were saying, I think he only started when he was 18, I could be wrong, you have to ask Eddie about it.
Yeah, he was. I think he was 17 when he started.
Yeah, he started late, but he just had a natural talent for it. And then
in fact, when he won his ABA title, he beat Terry Marsh.
Well, they were saying he's like for a future world champ, but then that happened, didn't it? So that's why they called it The Shattered Dream.
But did he help you when you were there? Was he coaching?
Oh yeah. So I'd heard of Eddie when I first started, but he wasn't at the gym my Uncle Steve always told me about him, and then when he come down, he'd come down doing a coach, and he must have done me. I can't really remember him doing me corner actually, but he must have in the time. Yeah, he was always good in the gym, coaching, always good to ask for advice and everything.
I was checking my records because I filmed the amateurs from about 2012 onwards, and you would have. When did you have last year amateur fight then?
The last amateur fight, because I can't remember the year. Cause I remember I stopped boxing for a bit and then went back doing unlicensed, and then I just thought before I wanted to go pro, I thought I'll have a few more amateur fights. After that, I think I went back after that on about 5 amateur fights.
Because you must have won the Northwest region because you got beat off Josh Leather, two brothers.
Well, I won the Northwest region twice. And I remember the first year, both years I lost it to Sam Maxwell. Not Sam Maxwell, Josh Leather, sorry.
Oh yeah.
But the first year, Josh Leather lost to Sam Maxwell. So I got 3rd place basically. The year after, I think Sam had turned pro then. And then I've come up then, but I had another good year. I thought, it's mine this year. Who have you got? Josh Leather again. I was like, Jesus Christ. I just couldn't do enough with him. He was just too tall and too tricky. He had an answer for everything.
And you actually, the lad you just mentioned, Sam Maxwell, you ended up fighting as a pro. About 12:30 on a Saturday night at the Manchester Arena.
We're not going to talk about that fight tonight. It was a pretty bad night, that was.
but you had a lot of good nights. 155 fights in total as a pro.
Well, 156, one no contest.
Oh right, okay then.
Somebody rang the fire bell in the last round, so it was no contest.
But in with some quality. Listen, you know what your job was. Before we go on any further, was that always your intention to just go on the road? Because I was at your debut, and you fought Ryan McNeil, Scottish kid, and you beat him comfortably on points. And then from then onwards, you were fighting regular. Was that always the plan, just to go on the move?
No, it was never. To be honest, I didn't know how it thing. Like I'd heard a journeyman before it, but I just thought like you get paid whether to fight no matter what, and the ticket bonus is a thing. I thought it was white collar we did that, and then Joe tells me about the tickets and everything. So I thought I should be able to tell you because I had a big following on Facebook fans. But as soon as I'm like, right, I need me £30 for the ticket. People know it's seen, but like I managed to sell enough, to pay for my opponent. But then, compared to how many people like your status, say they're going to come to your fight, chat to you in the pub about it, but when you come to like wanting tickets, so it was a nightmare. I found on. It got to a point where I was mithering my mates because I had Steve ringing me up saying what's going on with the ticket money, then I'd be ringing them saying, look, I need to get ticket money, let you know or not, so I can know. And people going, yeah, but I'll give you next week. And then it got to the point where my mates weren't even answering the phone to me, like, it's like, so I thought, it's not worth the thing, this. I know. My second fight was on the road. Well, I was meant to be fighting at home, weren't I?
Was that up in Scotland, was that?
Yeah, in Scotland. Yeah. So it was meant to be on the road after I beat that McNichol. I was signed up, matched up to fight 2 months later. I didn't have an opponent, but just a load of my fans, they're all like the festivals and everything, and there was a lot of festivals, like I think Park Life was on at the time. So most of the people I was on to was going to that, and there was another one. So I couldn't even sell enough tickets to pay for my opponent.
So how many fights did it take before you got into that road where, hang on, this is where I'm going to stay?
Probably, I think the first time I actually went and didn't really try, I think this was the second time against Buddy Zelfa Barrett, I think. Most of the times after that, I used to always want to give it a go. But,
because I think it was only your 8th fight. I mean, you had a list of kids that you started your career off, and they're not the ones that you'd expect. I mean, you fought Thomas Ward. I think that was only your 3rd fight or something like that.
Well, then I didn't want to
Isaac Lowe was very early on in your career. Like you say, here's a list of fighters that went on to be British champions or better. And you got, like you say, Ward, Isaac Lowe, Sam Brown, Anthony Kikachi went on to be a world champion. Nick Ball went on to be a world champion. Sam Maxwell fought for a world title. Stephen Smith fought for a world title. Zach Miller, British champion now. Ryan Gardner, I think European champion now, isn't he? Zelfa Barrett twice,
Is he a British champion now, or Josh Holmes?
Yeah. No, he's fighting for it, isn't he? He's got to fight against. Who is it now?
I seen it a bit ago on Kev Marie's Facebook. I was thinking, but well done, Josh, mate. It's good how they've come up then.
But they, 3 men there that have fought for world titles, 2 world champions, numerous guys who fought for British titles and international titles. You were a genuine test for everyone. You were an honest pro. You gave what the promoters were looking for. We didn't want our fighters to get beat, but we wanted them to get better, and we wanted them to be asked questions, so the next time they step through the ropes, they are better. And go back to Zelfa Barrett. It was your 8th fight.
Well, we'll go back to like you said before, your first question, like what started off on the road. Like I never wanted to do that because Joe said if like you keep beating these people on the road, they said they're not going to want you to come. They said like you just said then that you want a test for your prospects, but you don't want them beat. Like so, it's and you don't want someone that's just going to roll about for them. So I think. Like my second fight was in Scotland, not from bloody pillar to post after that, I'm not going to lie, and I think my 3rd fight was against Lee Appleyard, and that was
it was.
Yeah, that was a dead close one, and I can't remember in my 4th, but I can't remember. I'll have to look on Box Rec. It's been a while now.
Hang on, how rude am I? Let me just go on, mate. I've turned it off.
So yeah, it's that. But then there was a few fights early in my thing. Like I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to disrespect people. But I thought I've won that, and they've not got it. Like I'm like, what the hell? And Joe said, you're on the road, mate. So this is how it is, but. Envelope, no arse sake of selling tickets, an envelope full of cash. I was like, I can get used to this. And then it got to the point where I thought, if I'm like the first time like with Zelfa and I come, and obviously I weren't thinking. I remember he caught me like in the second round, and I thought, right, it's definitely different to the first fight. This I've got to be careful.
Let's go to the first fight. I spoke to Zelfa. I think it was only Zelfa's second fight. It was at Middleton Arena, wasn't it?
It was like my 6th fight or something. Wasn't
I think it was your 8th fight. It was your 8th fight, and if you speak to Zelfa, up until he had about 10 or 12 fights, he always said that was one of his hardest fights ever. And I think it was 39-38 to Zelfa. And then you were his 3rd fight, wasn't you? And the 3rd fight is a bit of a story because weren't you in the pub on the day or something?
No, that was a different time. That
was it?
So with I was just out walking my dog in the rain really, but I just had something to eat. But everyone made a big deal because I just done a big spag bowl before it. So he was meant to be fight Michael Stupak, but I think he had a cold or something. Yeah, well, Joe's just rang me up randomly. I'm literally just at my tee and I'm on the field walking dog. He went, his opponent's failed his thing. Said, can you fight him? I went, when? He went, tonight. I went, tonight? I went, yeah. And I went, when? He went, we're gonna have to come pick you up now. I was like, gee, I think my kit's in the wash, you know. Like, I went, one second, let me get back. So I've got back, look, got my shorts and I'm panicking a bit by this part. I was like, what? This hasn't happened before this. Like, it's happened a few times now. So now, anyhow, they've come pick me up and I think my shorts hadn't even dried out properly. They were still a bit damp. So I got there, weighed in, and they're like, it's bloody 9 stone 12, like, so I was about 6 pound heavy. And I went, I've literally just had my tea, I had a big spag ball. I went, you can't expect me to make weight as well. So then they put it on.
Because you're not allowed to do that now. The fight has to be made 24 hours before. But in them days, you could actually be made the fight literally a few hours before, like it was done then.
I've done it a few shows, but we'll talk about this one after, like, for Amin Jahanzeb, like, so we'll talk about it now. We've come,
well, how far were you into your career then?
About halfway through, really, yeah. So, but what we've, this was like one of the on the starting day when I got most anxious about a fight, like, because Joe was, he said, like, you might fight the weekend, he said, but I'm not sure, like, if it's going, I forget the name of the kid I was meant to be fighting, but it was meant to be a steady fight. He went, I'm not sure if they're going to have it or not. Anyhow, but we would have had to go up on the Wednesday, you know, because it was COVID time, you know, going to the bubble.
Right.
So anyhow, I've not heard nothing back from the Wednesday there, so things I know. But Thursday, I went out for a drink, you know, with a few of the lads, so got back, I woke up on my couch there, and Joe never used to ring, he used to always text. So he's ringing me, waking me up, and I was like, oh, but it was Joe on, like, he went, right, you ready? He said, you got a fight tonight, this on the Friday, so I've gone out on the bloody Thursday there, and I'm absolutely bloody steaming in the morning still, and I've gone, I was like, what, today? I went, Joe, and the thing, he went, yeah, but you're going to have to go up to London on your own, he said, I'm busy, the thing, so I went, what? So I went, right, well, I don't want to go on them tubes. I said, like, looking on them tube stations, anything goes wrong, I don't know way around London. So I said, you have to get someone to pick me up from the thing, or get a taxi from Euston Train Station. I think it was Steve Furness that arranged me lift. So I've got there and I'm still bloody, first time talking about this, I'm still hungover to fucking, and I've got in the room like that. So, no, this happened on the train actually. Joe's rang me, went, right, you're not fighting that kid no more. He goes, you're fighting Amin Jahanzeb. And 6th round now instead of 4. Well, that's a bit of a turn of events, isn't it? Like, I've sparred with Amin before. Amin's really good. Yeah. Next, you know, he went, listen. Did
he used to train at Northside?
Yeah, I
remember him,
few times.
Asian kid.
Yeah, but when I was just about to go, what's this about? He went, listen, you're getting paid, buddy, so much. I'm not going to say how much, but he went, you're getting paid this one. Okay then, that's fine. And then I got into my room and I'm like, jeez, so I was walking about. But I remember I had to pay one of my mates because this comes in, I looked after my granddad at the time. I lived with my granddad and he had dementia, so that's why I stopped going, you know, like to these big shows sometimes, you know, that I was going to be out late. So I said, right, well, they need to put me on early so I can get the train back anyhow. They didn't have none of that, so the next day I've had to pay somebody £200 to come pick me up from London, like take me home, because to get back to my granddad. Yeah. So yeah, towards the end, that used to get harder sometimes. I'd be in the change room, like thinking, what time am I going on? I need to get back to granddad, and it used to make me a bit worse. Like, I was meant to be thinking about the fight and all, and thinking about his getting in, getting out, and getting back.
Well, so, I mean, like I say, you was always, I mean, there was the odd occasion, like you say, but 9 times out of 10, you always ask the questions that we wanted you to ask. And it's sad, I don't think you ever fought for any, but during the time you were fighting, there was those Masters titles.
Yeah, I fought for a few of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was the one against Bulger? Was that a Masters title?
Yeah, so that was the Masters title against Bulger. What's that Scouse lad called again? That was my first one. What's his name now?
Steve Brogan, was it?
Steve Brogan, that's one. Yeah. So I thought that was another 8-rounder. I fought for a southern area one, I think, against Des Newton ages ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think that was before he went on the road.
Yeah.
But he carried through into Des.
Yeah.
We ended up becoming buddies after that fight. Like,
well, that's another thing. Who did you used to look forward to being in the changing rooms with afterwards, you know, on the road, like, you know, because you would have been in the period of Christian Tate and Willie Warburton, who I just spoke to only a few months ago, both absolute gladiators of the sport.
I used to proper look up to Willie, like, because like Willie, I aspired to be like the next Willie Warburton, like, when I seen him fighting. But just all them old faces, like Buddy, like Cash, Jordan Granham, Dale, Jake Pollard, like I say, Christian Tate, Willie, when they were about. If anyone I miss, I'm not going to mention anyone. There's about to all the lads, you know who you are. But yeah, it was always good.
John,
it was like a good friendship between us all.
Well, it is. I mean, you go into the changing rooms of the away fighters, and you're all laughing and joking. It's a totally. You go into the home fighters.
All their towels around their head, walking about, banging the gloves together, hitting their head and everything.
It's stressful for him. You know what I mean?
Well, all the pressure's on them, aren't they? We're just here to do a job, aren't we? And we're seeing the same face every time, and it's good. So you find a lot of time, like, you know, when you fight an opponent, you've always got another journeyman that's fought him. Yeah. So we speak as journeyman between us, like, we're like, what's he like? And some sort of like, oh, he's crap, you got nothing to worry about. Again, not saying no names. Then other people are like, well, just watch out for this. He's a bit bloody tricky with this. And
was there any time you was told not to worry, and then you got in there with him and you think, hang on, what was he saying? He was really good.
I can't remember. Yeah, and it's happened a few to the other side and all, where people have been there. Again, I'm not going to say any names when we talk about this, but then where people have been like, oh, watch out, watch these out. I've come and I'm like, so it's nothing, it's just the usual, that. But
well, as I mentioned before, some of those names that you got into, and let's go back to this as well. Devil Child, where did that come from?
Oh, mate, I'm glad you asked that, because I've had to explain that a little bit. Just FYI, I'm not a devil worshipper or anything. So when we, you know, Colomendine camp in Wales, as amateurs, we used to go there, and there was just, I forget his name, some coach. And then he called it me the Devil Child, not like, but anything bad, like.
You were mischievous.
Yeah, just for that, because we used to all, we used to all do that, like, just when all the other teams were asleep, we'd go in with a load of wet tissue, like, up the door, like, soggy, boggy, and run in there, like, yeah, we were little shits, to be honest. And he caught me doing it once, but I was pretending to be asleep when he did that, and I'm like, he just heard me go. That's just one situation. He went, buddy, you again, Devil Child, like, and then, like, he just called it me, but I just kind of liked it. And then he said by the end of the thing, he said, when you turn pro, you should call yourself that. So I just always had it in my head, you know, when I do, as I did, when I did Unlicensed, that was my name, Unlicensed and all. So yeah, it just stuck. But then after a bit, like, that's before I decided to go down the journeyman road. And I think after about 2 years, I tried to change it, you know, thought it's not a good name for a thing. People are taking the piss out of it. So I tried changing it to the Entertainer or the Joker, but like, I'd just been stuck with myself.
Well, you would have to fight Curtis Gagano for that, because he was known as the Entertainer.
Well, that's when he retired. As soon as he retired, I'm like, right, I'm having your name. But I think Poochie should have had that out of anyone, shouldn't he?
Yeah, Poochie was brilliant, wasn't he? And his walk.
He was in here last week, Poochie. Did you see?
Was he? No, I didn't. Well, he's refereeing now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's refereeing.
He's behind into the Hall of Fame, hasn't he, Poochie?
Oh, he deserves it.
He deserves it, doesn't he?
And I loved it because he showed something that I think towards the end of his career, when he realised he wasn't going to be doing it, he decided to turn it up. He turns it, and he got I think he got about 5 or 6 wins in his last 15 or 16 fights. You know, he's a quality kid. But I do think Willie Warburton was the man that you all looked up to.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I now think he's passed the baton on to Jordan Granham.
Yeah, Jordan Granham.
Who's changed his name, because he was the Brown Eagle, and now he's the Grafter.
Grafter, yeah. I've been watching a few of his interviews and everything he's absolutely smashing it, isn't he, Jordan, like, with his promotions and everything. Yeah. I like that one that he did the other week, because I've seen that Jake Pollard got a load of stick, you know, off the keyboard crew that we don't know what they're talking about boxing. Like. It's happened a few times. He's a nice boxer, like you say.
Well, you got it once, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, off the sun. I've had it a few times. I remember once, but someone messaged me, said, "There's this," but I did an interview. I can't remember who it was, like, and then next you know, this paper's in Poland, Russia, and everything, like. And he said, like, this guy's wrong. He said, I'm reading this from in Poland now, like, and I was writing, and I looked, and he sent me like an English headline of it. It said battered and bruised, Jeremy thing. And that was after one of the fights in London. I was like, battered and bruised. I thought I didn't have a bloody mark on me. It was an easy night. So, but yeah, it's happened a few times.
Like I say, I think people are a little bit more knowledgeable now. They understand that you're doing a job, but it is a hard job to do.
Yeah.
And some people can take the easy route out. You know, I'm not naming names. There's some journeymen, and there's some journeymen that have been very good, and then go off the rail a little bit. They get a bit greedy, and they're used to it, and they're not asking the questions that we need asking. But then they get a little kick up the arse, and then they go back to being good. And I know a few lads have done it, and I know there's a couple of times where you was a little bit like that. You know what I mean? But I always felt you were 99% honest and did what we needed you to do.
When you're fighting every week, it's one of them. So say if you're a prospect and you get a date for the night, you've just got all that time to prepare for the date. And then it's like you've just got to be on form that night, but you're not going to be 100% week in, week out. Like some weeks you're still recovering from the week before.
Of course.
And then plus you're jumping up and down weight divisions. As soon as like they put.
Well, what was your golden weight? Because you was a lightweight, wasn't you originally? But you'd fight all the way up to welterweight, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I was alright, but I'm still not heavier than 10 stone. Like I train now, I eat what I want. I'm 9 stone 11 now, so like.
But you was always in great shape, wasn't you?
9 stone 9 I was. But I remember one week I had to go down to super featherweight, and then I was fighting at super welterweight the week after. No, sorry, it was the welterweight the one beat before. So I remember saying to him, I said, well, I've got to put a load of weight on. I said, I'm not stripping all this weight for the week after. I said, I'll come up and show up and fight the kid. I said, but I'm coming in at my weight where I walk. I said, I'll get a bit of weight down, because I had to put a load of weight on, for this fight before that.
Yeah.
It's not like I could have just stayed at my natural weight, but I didn't want the guy on the scales looking at me thinking, right, I've got half a stone on this guy, so I next load of water first, so just so he thinks, okay, it's not that much of a weight advantage.
So, we mentioned before all those quality kids you've been in with, most of them at the beginning of their journeys. Who was the best kid? Who when you got in there, because like I say, guys who've challenged for world titles, guys who've been world champions, who was the best guy that you got in with and felt and knew at the time this kid's going to be special?
I always say the hardest fight I've had today is Sambo, but that's the hardest one I've been the distance. Obviously people have got me out
He was
there
a huge
before.
puncher, Sambo, wasn't he?
Pretty well, he was a super featherweight him. I thought that when he fights a super featherweight, I thought but he was 9 stone 13 when he fought me, but just every shot just fud. You know, like some people like they're sharp, but you feel them and you're like, oh, okay, that got my attention. He was hitting me on my arms, my elbows and everything. I'm feeling him, and I thought, if he hits me one of them, buddy, clean. And then I remember he hit me on the break on the stomach once, and buddy nearly just flopped to my knees. Like the ref went break, he went like that, and he went. And then he went, I didn't tip, man. I was like, but I couldn't even complain about it because I was like winning. I was like,
I mean, in those 155 fights, what was it, 10 wins, 143 losses and 2 draws and the 1 no decision. He only got stopped 7 times, and I think it was on one of our shows.
6, weren't it?
7 times it was, 7 times. And on one of those, the first time it happened to you was against Kakachi. It was his 33rd fight, and it was on our show. It was at Robin Park, I think it was. Yeah. And you come out, and he didn't stop because you retired on your stool at the end of the first round. But tell me the story about that, because that's a funny story.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it now that I've retired. But so the week before, I've had a sparring session with Paddy Donovan, and that's when he actually fractured my jaw. You can still feel the thing there, but he's hit me. But there's been a few times, where your jaw clicks there. I've been to the hospital waiting ages in A&E, and if you tell them you've in A&E, but during a boxing match, you're going right to the back of the queue. Right. So anyhow, so I went in A&E there, and I just thought, I'm not bloody doing it. It's not bloody broke, so I went out. Anyhow, week after, but I'd not done any sparring or anything because I knew it was bad, so I knew for a fact it was thingy. But I think I was meant to fight. I was meant to fight another one of your lads the week before, but I needed the money for a beefer, and that kid pulled out. So because Joe said he's a bit much for this Irish lad, so I rang Joe and said I'll fight the Irish lad. Because
at that time, I think he was a big knockout artist.
Yeah, he was stopping everyone, weren't he? I think it was only Christian Lake and someone else that went the distance with him. Anyhow, so got in there and he come, but the punch that actually did me jaw, I actually blocked it. I seen him coming on that. I seen the punch coming a bit. It's hit my hand and my hand's gone like that. I just felt sharp pain going there, and then after that I was like trying to close my mouth, Joe, and you tried to bite on your gum shield. I couldn't bite on my gum shield, I was trying to do all that. I was like, I can't even chew my teeth down, and I've gone back and I just went to Joe and my jaw's gone, and he's like, right, I'm pulling you out, and then I was bloody wounded after that. I remember you and Steve coming up to me like, what's going on? Yeah. It's like, fucking jaw.
Hey, I was saying, so it was the first time for you. So,
anyhow, so why I got the suspension, because I was booked to go to a B for the week after, and again I've got to hospital buddy, like Joe's dropped me off. It's keeping getting busier and busier, and then like I was just waiting to. I was in there for about 2 hours. And I thought I'm going out, I'm enjoying me now. I know it's stupid to do. And then a couple of days left, I was in a beefer, but then I remember chewing this steak in a beefer. I'm like, Jesus bloody Christ, it's really like, eating like before that I was just eating stuff like pasta, you know, and soup and everything. I remember eating this steak, and I'm like, every time my teeth are banging together, it's hurting. So, but then when I got back, I had to go to the doctors anyway, you know, to get signed off.
Yeah.
And I went back, and he was like, I had a nightmare. So I had to just go into A&E because they didn't want to do it, because they don't really like doing stuff like with boxers unless you're getting the doctors from the boxing board. So I just went to A&E, so they hurt my jaw, like, buddy, X-ray it, do thing, and then like they went, when did you do this? I went, thing. They went, you've got a broken jaw. Like that. They went. And then so I explained the day of the catch anyway. It looks like it's done that, so we worked out. And they went, yeah. And so they basically told me how lucky I was. They said it's been cracked all the way there, like a hairline fracture. And then when he's knocked it again, said if I'd kept knocking on that, so I should have really gone and had it like
proper.
So yeah. Well, what it's done is it was hanging on by like a little thing there, like a crack there. But then, so it's split at the time. You can still see all the calcium's come, but they said it's just started healing there. But they probably would have like, I don't know if they would have put plates in it, just for an hairline fracture out, or just told me to be careful. But like, definitely wasn't careful. But it's healed up anyway. So.
And how long after that did you get back in the ring?
Well, I got suspended for 5 months, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But you were fortunate though, because during lockdown, because your career, what's up my glasses? Your career. Spanned from 2014 to 2023, so 9 years. That's a lot of fights, that 155 fights. But most people had 2 years took away because of COVID.
Oh no, I got busy with COVID.
You were lucky, you were bit, in fact, I bumped into you.
I was the cash king of COVID, mate.
Yeah, you did really well. And I remember bumping into you at Sheffield, you know, you weren't fighting there, but you fought about 4 or 5 times there in the car park.
The fight zone shows, I miss them days. They were like working vacations, like, as you'd come every time. It was pretty, so just to think that place in Sheffield, remember me and Scott walking up there once, I seen them banging to me, fishing me.
Yeah,
I seen this big massive buddy cat there, I was like, fucking hell, look at that. So like, next time I come away, I'm bringing my buddy fishing rod, so like, I was like, that's isn't bad this, we're getting good meal, like we get up in the morning, like all you can eat there, we're just thinking at the end of it, we get to fight, we get paid, and then we're all there with the lads. It was like a working vacation.
Well, you weren't actually fighting on there, you should have been, I think somewhere in Nottingham, or I can't remember where it was, but you weren't supposed to leave the hotel, because you were all quarantined, weren't you? And you'd skipped off because one of your mates was fighting at Sheffield, and you come down there and you was absolutely hammered, I was like, no way. And I believe you were fighting the next day or something after that.
Well, yeah, we can talk about it now. They can't suspend me now, can they?
No. So go on, what happened there then?
So I just got to watch. So I think Scott and Dale were fighting, and because it was in the summer, weren't it? So we was literally doing 4 days on.
What was Scott's surname now?
Williams.
Scott Williams.
Yeah, so we was literally doing.
Tommy Fury, didn't he?
Oh yeah. He had an hard time thing. He never had an easy fight, did he, Scott? But so basically, it was going on every week. So I fought 6 weeks in a row on the fight zone shows, but you'd get there on the Wednesday, fight on the Saturday. So it's pretty much 4 days there, 3 days on. So it's like a working vacation basically. So there was one time when I wasn't fighting, but Scott and Dale were. So I was just like, do you know what, I'll probably come with you. And I think I asked Kev Maria, so can I come in there? And he went, yeah. He said, well, I think they had me a room anyway, because I was meant to be boxing. I think they just had the same room there for us. So they went, but yeah, so I come down. So just been up for work, vacation. I come shout the lads on.
What was your tipple of choice? What was your drink that you used like?
Captain Morgan's usually.
We better have to spell it on you, because you had a little ball of it mixed with a bit of Coke.
Yeah, that was always my trick. Like, get a bit of Morgan's there. If anyone asks, just Coke, mate.
But like you say, you're a promoter's dream, because like you say, as I've said before, you asked the questions we needed asking, and you were always an honest pro, and a bit crazy and a bit mental. Did you enjoy it? Or would you do anything different?
No, that's what I mean. But people used to say like about Joe used to be like, do a bit of showboating and everything there. And I said, I just love it. That's how I enjoy it. And doing that. But I thought I wouldn't have had as many fights as I did if I didn't enjoy it. But when it got towards the end, it got to the point where I wasn't enjoying it. That's why I didn't go to 200. I thought, does it really matter if I get to 200 or not? Like I said, at the end of the day, it's a dangerous game. It's not the sort of thing to do with it. And obviously, when my granddad's dementia got a bit worse, it got harder to train and everything. But I found myself in my last year as a pro, I was getting, rather than getting there, I'd always get nervous, but I'd have a bit of a thrill about it as well, especially in there. But then I found myself getting there, and I'm like, I've had over 100 fights, and I'm more nervous than when I first started there. I thought, this isn't normal, this. But I think in your head, I know that, you're not a spring chicken no more. You're not as pretty fit as you used to be.
Well, how old were you when you had your last fight?
33 and 35 now, 36 in June.
So you would have been 24 when you turned pro then, would you?
Yeah, 23 I was, yeah.
23,
yeah.
You had a bit of hair then, didn't you, mate?
Oh, yeah.
So is it, out of all those kids who you fought, and you knew were good, and were going to, but was there anyone that you didn't expect to be as good as they were, but never went on to do anything?
I can't think off the top of my head, like, I remember fought that with classic example of don't judge a book by its cover with Nick Ball.
Yeah.
Like, they come and said he's originally a featherweight fighter, like, and someone said like the prize had taken. I looked at him and he was only young at the time, but I thought he looks like a little kid. It's gonna be an easy one, this. And I remember going back to my corner after the thing and I just went, fuck me, he's strong, him. But I weren't really that switched on at first because I thought it was just going to be like another night in the thing. And then after the first round, I thought, right, this kid is really, really strong. I thought I need to switch on now.
Yeah, well, I was just looking, I've got somewhere. Yeah, Nick Ball, it was only his second fight. He was 1-0 at the time, so you met him early on. And he was tiny, wasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's strong.
I always thought he was at the wrong weight. I thought he should have been a super bantamweight, gone down. But I got it all wrong because he's got an engine on him, hasn't he?
I think he'll even do well at lightweight, him. Cause it's just because he's style, because he keeps low, so you bend down to get him. So he's got the fast feet and all, he springs up. I've got another classic example of don't judge a book by its cover. So remember Jimmy First?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I fought him on his debut, and I was originally meant to be fighting Luke Evans, who used to box him at it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so Joe went, look, I've got a fight here for you. He said he's 36 or something. He's had 14 amateur fights. It's his first pro fight. He said, we're having this one rather than Evans' fight. I was like, fucking sweet. I got there and he comes up to me, what a top man he is, Jimmy.
Oh, he's a brilliant. Yeah. Well, before you go on, I bumped into him and I'd gone to do an interview with, I think it was Callum Simpson, because I used to train with Callum Simpson, didn't it? And I'd gone down there and I was, and he let on to me. He went, hi Lee, and blah, blah. And I didn't know him. I actually thought, because he was probably dressed as messy as I dress. And I thought he was a bit of a tramp or something, you know what I mean? He was just training there. And he was chatting away to me. And then we carried on doing, I was doing the interview, and someone said, you know Jimmy, don't you? I went, no, I said, I've just interviewed him, because he was fighting Justin Newell. I think he was for the Central Area title at the time.
He knocked him out of an overround.
He did, yeah. I think it was the first round.
I fought Justin as well years ago.
Yeah, you did, yeah. And so I didn't know, but I got to know him, and as you just said, a top guy.
Top man, mate.
At 37, and
Jimmy,
you would have thought it would have been an easy night for you.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, exactly. Christian Lake told me this years ago. He said, do you know what you want to do? He said, never expect to have an easy night, even if you know it. Like, don't think you're having an easy night. Always expect them to be strong, relentless, busy. But then if they're not, it's just a bonus. You're going in there with attitude, then you got to have an easy night. But then there's nothing worse when you go in we'll talk about that one after that Alex Rutter fight ages ago, and I was winning it and he dropped me in the last round, didn't it?
Yes, because he won 39-38, and if he hadn't dropped you that last round,
that was my fault. I was going, come on, boom.
Was that middle arena that?
Yeah, the last round I felt like a right twat after that. I was like, oh, it serves me right for showboating. Then I got humbled.
Well, he went on to win the Central Area title.
Yeah,
against Brad Bolton.
Yeah, back to Jimmy First fight. So I've got in the arena, and he's come up to me, he went, hey mate, he went, I bet you've never fought a 36-year-old debutant before, have you? And I was like, why am I fighting? He's like, me. Looked at him, I thought, he don't even look like a boxer. So I was like, hey, that's me, mate, I'll see you later. So I've gone out, but we was on after the interval. Anyhow, I've gone out with Joe Jr., Joe's son.
Yeah.
So we've gone to this pub, we're driving about for ages, just in this little village, like nothing was close by. And I found this little pub, and I've got this bloody big 12-ounce steak, but they've had to bring me chips out on a separate plate, because it was that thing. So I've scuffed all the steak down, we've got loads of time. And I got back in the change room after the interview, I'm like that. Yawning. So I was in first round, I've come out, like, I was fit at the time, I was training, but I had a massive stitch after the first round, and he was just absolutely relentless, wouldn't stop coming for me. I actually got a point deducted for holding onto him, because the ref's like, every time he got in close, I'm holding on, the ref was right onto it straight away. He knew what I was doing. He was pulled apart at one point, I didn't let go of his arm, I'll make sure the ref absolutely pulled us apart. I thought, no, I said deduct a point, as long as I don't get disqualified. But
In those 7 stoppage losses, there wasn't. I think 3 or 4 of them. It was actually you retired on your still.
My head wasn't with it that day. Like my heads weren't with it. So again, the what was it, thingy? Yeah, so with Kane Garner, I was beat up before that. I was just thinking I'm going to get absolutely hammered off this guy.
But weren't you good friends with Kane? No, I thought you were.
No, we were just joking about the weight and everything, but I never knew him before. But I've seen him box before.
He was brutal, wasn't he? He was nasty.
Well, I've seen him put a buddy beating on Christian Lake ages ago, and Christian Lake come in the change room like, fucking hell, that was hard, that. So I was like, I remember watching him thinking, yeah, I'm going to have to face him one day, mate. But I didn't want to. I tried to avoid him, and you know me, I never avoided him.
He was very good against the journeyman. He got a lot of stoppages against the journeyman because he was relentless. And if he sniffed you were hurt, he wouldn't leave you alone.
He hit me in the back of the head when I went down. He hit me in the back of the head, and I just thought.
You got angry, didn't you? I seen you.
I got angry, and I just thought, but I get angry, I'm going to burn myself out. And then, the last fight against Khalil Majid, like downstairs, I got him dead well with Sergeant. Like he come to me just said, look, and he always like he don't like to see people take it a bit of one-sided fights, does he? Sergeant, and so he comes to me, he's like in the wing, he just said, look, he goes, I'm not going to let you carry on doing this, but I was absolutely knackered, so I just said to Joe, forget it, mate, so sack it, like, retired on my stool there, and I don't like doing stuff like that. At the time it turned easy out, but then when I'd calmed down, I thought, oh, I'm bloody ashamed of myself for doing that, but then I was like, this is when you know you're coming to the end when you're doing stuff like that,
yeah. And was that the telltale sign for you to say, I've had enough?
It'd been going on for a bit, but obviously I weren't working at the time. It was my bread and butter, and he did it. So
I've got a list because it was quite widespread apart. I think it was your 33rd fight, like say the first stoppage, Anthony Kikachi, and then I think it was your 81st fight was your next one, which was against Sam Maxwell, where you retired. But I understand that one. That was a nightmare for you, wasn't it? Because you'd been gloved up on about 4 occasions.
3 times. So
and ended up fighting at half 12.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. So it was on the Frampton Warrington undercard. Well, undercard, I ended up fighting him after them. Could call myself the main event, eh? But so I've got him in, and I was meant to be opening the show. So I've got there dead early, about 4 o'clock or something. Right, so got gloved up thing. They went, right, well, you're not opening the show. You're gonna have this. So they put me as a floater. For those who don't know what a floater is, you basically you set fights, and if some go on television, so if some don't go the distance, they bring the floaters in, to help the time up so people aren't waiting about. Anyhow, so they've come at one point. I fell asleep on this thing. He goes, right, just glove down or something. And that part, I was already warmed up. Went, no, you're not going to be on for a bit. So got something to eat. Got relaxed. I'm on this message. Next to the whip coming. Went, what are you doing? Get your gloves on. You're out soon. So I've got we started hitting the wall, warming up. Next I just seen Billy Joe Saunders going out. So I was like, well, but this is a 12 round of this, like, and then I'm like, well, so what's going on there? He went, oh, I don't know, but they weren't giving me no answer, so I just got dead wound up at that point. And then they
when I spoke to you was pissed off. Yeah, so was Sam as well, wasn't he?
Well, I said if they don't get me on soon, fuck the money. I said, I'm going, mate. I said, I'm going here, like, I was contemplating. I'm not going to tell you what we was planning, like, before thinking, but yeah, anyhow, I just thought this. I thought I really can't be bothered here, like, but then the third time when I come out, I didn't even bother warming up. I went in the ring cold. I thought I'm not doing this again. I was just sat there, and my gloves just soaking, thinking, fucking, what am I doing here again? Like, I'd already earned enough money for Christmas. I didn't even need to be there. So I was just thinking, oh, it's another buddy, $2,000, extra $2,000. And I got in there, and he hit me to the body shot. I just went there. I thought, sack it, just have it.
He was good, Sam.
Yeah, I thought just have the KO, mate.
and then it was Kane Gardner, your third one.
That's the one. I just give up there. I could have got up, but just from tiredness and again.
He does have a high tempo. Though,
yeah, he works you, because he's so big and all. He keeps thinking. It's like, do you know, sometimes when you feel like you can just relax your arms a little bit, you can't. Because you're always worried about his thing. You're always dead tense there, right? And he's just showing pressure. And it looked like he was just getting out of third gear, and I was knackered. So I was like, I'm just going to get buddy hurt here if I carry on.
What's his name now? Lee, the other southpaw from down south, man on the road.
Lee Connolly.
No, Lee. Oh, I forgot his name. I know.
I don't think he's a southpaw, Lee Connolly.
No, but he stopped him, and I think he's only been stopped twice. He had a very good record against men on the road because of that high tempo. And even though he didn't drop him per se. He left the referee no other option but to step in between them.
Well, he put Christian Lake down in the last round, didn't that's when I seen him, and I've never seen Christian Lake even but he hurt her before. Like.
Do you know, he was not built for boxing, but what a hard man.
Oh, he was just tough as old boots.
He really was, wasn't he? I mean, he was tall, he was gangly, he had a long neck, long body. He was like, he wasn't supposed to be that. But you know, it's something like 5 stoppages in 300 fights.
Yeah.
5 times he didn't hear the final bell.
Yeah,
that's and what do you call it? The kid we mentioned before,
Jordan.
No, the original Willie Warburton.
Oh, Willie Warburton.
Willie Warburton. 201 fights, 3 times, mate.
Yeah,
3 times he didn't hear it.
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal. I think Jordan's on something like that. He's getting close to 200 fights. I think it's only 3 times he's not heard the final.
I think he's stopped 3 times, but I think it's Jordan. One was against Aaron McKenna, one was against Niall Brown. I can't remember who else it was. So it's only been stopped off.
Zach Kelly. Yeah. But the one, it was his first stoppage loss. I think it was 90 odd fights in, and it was on one of those what you were talking about before the in the car park, and. I think he'd been drinking a lot. He'd not been fighting because he was prior to that. He was fighting every week. He wasn't as lucky as you getting matched there all the time. And they brought him in to fight that Aaron McKenna, and I think he just your body. It's amazing how tough your body gets, doesn't it? It gets used to shots, and then you're not doing it for a few months, and you're living a normal life, and then you come back and you think, oh, I'm on weight, but. He wasn't. I think he retired at the end of the second round on his stool. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he can't make it at the end of the first, did he? So he kind of got saved by the bell a little bit there.
Do you still keep in touch with any lads on the road?
Yeah, just on Facebook sometimes. I'm gonna get back out there. So my plan for 2026. So I've already booked in to get my amateur course, you know, to like help out with the amateurs.
Because you help out here, don't you?
Yeah.
I've seen it. That's how this come about, wasn't it? I was filming the show, and I just said, I bet you've got some great stories.
Yeah. And, so I've got a couple. At the moment, I'm just most of my lads are novices, complete novices. They start off with me doing once a week, and then once they start showing like they can box, we bring them into the junior class here, and if they start showing more potential, they come up to the senior class and then get carded.
Enjoying that?
Yeah, I'm loving it, mate.
Dan's a good guy, isn't he? Dan Benson.
Yeah, Tom, man. Yeah,
he's a big lad, him, isn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. We've got a good team here. So we've got there's obviously Dan Benno, Matt, Steve Buckley, I called Dave Lowe, and young Will Power as well.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, so we've got quite a few coaches here, and we've got a good team as well. The top lads, you know.
And it must be nice seeing young Jack Hatton doing so well.
Oh yeah, it's funny. Tell you what, I did a few months ago. I had a little move around with Jack. What the hell? He's hard somebody handle now. He can't get away from him. You know, big long southpaw jab.
Yeah, well, he is. He's a nightmare for anyone. But you would think the way he should fight would be long but he's very good close up. He's a tough little, those body punches.
Well, he gets that from Matt and Ricky, doesn't he? But he's going to be quality, Jack. Well, I say he's got to be. He is. Like, look at him now. I think he's only lost about 3 times in 4
It must be something in his genes because Lola's doing pretty well as well, isn't she?
Yeah, and Lola, yeah. So I think Jack's won 6 national titles. I think Lola's on about 4 fights or something. But I think
he's won 3 national titles now, Jack, and he's won numerous box cups.
Boxing. Yeah, I know. I'm sure he's got. I'm sure he's got 6. You know.
I don't think he has. He might have 6 Northwest regional titles.
Probably. I'll have to double check.
Well, I think it was the last time out the the NAGBCs, isn't it?
I can't keep up with it these days.
No, I can't.
It was just the Golden Gloves, the junior ABAs, the senior ABAs, and the schoolboy championships. That was it.
Who was your nemesis in the amateurs? Who did you always meet in the Northwest region?
A kid called so apart from that Josh Level, but it's up. So the guy there's a guy who I fought 6 times. It was 3 each, called Adam Anand from West Wivenshaw. I wouldn't say he was my nemesis. We were mates, but we just used to fight.
Well, that's what I mean, though. The one that you always come up against.
Yeah, so I think. I think we left it at 3 apiece, and I remember. Do you know what? Funny enough, mentioned him, but he added me on Instagram not too long ago, and I was like, he was just like, just speaking about the amateur stage, just having a talk. But yeah, there's still a few people, you know, from them days who still speak to online, like Shane Singleton, for instance.
Good.
I still chat with him sometimes.
Well, he's got his own Stingy's gym now, isn't he? And doing
Stingy,
really well.
Stingy.
Did you ever box him?
Yeah, I boxed him in the amateurs.
Did you? Oh, in the amateurs?
Yeah.
Did you ever box him in the...
Nah.
No.
Here's a story with me and Shane. So remember Colomendi that I told you to where he inherited my nickname?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I met Shane there at the amateurs. So we ended up becoming mates over there. And when we left, like we didn't have mobile phones at the time. We used to write to each other.
Yeah.
You know, after
you
that.
You can write?
Hey, yeah, I've got neat handwriting, me, believe it or not. Look, check this out, mate. Check how neat that is, mate.
Oh, that's very neat,
for a punch-drunk old journeyman. So yeah, we used to write to each other, and then one time they did a show like it was the first Queen's Army versus Sandergate.
Yeah.
So we come, but you can't do this nowadays in the amateurs. But back in the amateurs, like we used to just come and weigh in. You know, so
yeah, that's what we used to do. Yeah.
So I had loads of fights doing that, but nowadays all these somebody rules are daft.
You know
how come you can't do that no more?
That's you know, it was the scariest part for me when I was boxing was that weighing in, because you'd sit in the room after you all weighed in, and you'd be looking around and you'd be thinking, who's out there? He can't be in. And it was always the person that I thought, it won't be him. It won't be him, and it always was. If you know what I mean.
Like, say people stood there.
Like, if you can't, you go sit down.
I'd walk past people and go. Try and size him up, go, yeah, he looks about my weight there. Like. So
yeah, it is, and it was never the one that you definitely didn't want it to be. It always was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So. And you'd hear him on the pads, so boom, boom, boom. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, anyhow, so because me and Shane have been speaking there, so we've gone to we went to, so a couple of our lads were boxing, so I've gone to you know, to watch the lads, to weigh in and watch Shane. The guy from the army. He was too heavy for things, so they asked me like in a box. So I mainly went to watch Shane, and my lads ended up bloody fighting him. But they come with like an army suit for me, you know, thing. And I was like, it's too. They couldn't get one small enough for us because I was only like a little bitty skinny ginger from her at the time. Like, so I was like, I said, well, I've got my kit. I'll have to wear it. They went, well, they want people wearing the army kits really. I was like, well, it don't bloody fit me, so I'll wear mine. So yeah, then. They give me like a medal, you know, representing the first Queen's Army after it. But yeah, it's quite a funny story that, and yeah, we've just been mates ever since.
Yeah. Is there anyone on the road that you still keep in touch with? You mentioned Lou Van Pooch.
Yeah,
he was down here a bit ago.
He come here the other week as well.
What was that for?
He was working in Deansgate in Manchester, so he just booked in to do a workout. But I expected, I was just there sorting my diary out, and so he tapped on my shoulder, so I'm like, "Hey, Pooch, what are you doing here?" Like,
he was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then. So yeah, obviously.
Who did you look up to? Who did you look up to in boxing?
Like Willie and Christian Lake usually. Yeah. Because I seen Willie all the time. Because I seen Willie in the gym, and then I never actually sparred with Willie in the gym. Believe it or not, never sparred with him. But I'm glad I didn't, because considering like he was just dead calm and collected in the ring, he was giving beatings out in the gym.
He had a very unique style.
Oh,
you know what he
brilliant, Willie.
If you would have thrown him back to the turn of last century. And you know, when they take the glove, because he had a very stiff back, and you know, but he could lean out of trouble, and then he'd get back. He was good.
He could bang as well.
He wasn't a huge punk, but tough as I don't know what. You know, silly tough, and I just loved it when he used to turn it on. And he was, if you pissed him off, he would just think, right, well, you're having it today. I
remember one night in London. So we was both fighting to the end of it. Come out and I forget the name of the guy who was fighting. Like, but it looked like Willie was. Obviously, I'm in the change room there, so I weren't watching the whole fight. I was just popping about, having a little butchers, and then come back in. But it looked like Willie was having a hard night. The guy's got his head on his chest doing that, but then it's like you do something like that to Willie. He knows he's not just going to stand there. He's going to fight. He's going to fight fire with fire, isn't he? Because he don't want to just book in. Because if you don't want to give it too early and have give it. It'd be too easy and then making it harder for himself. So I know, like, I looked, I thought, geez, he's getting a hard time. And next, you know, David Evans, the whip, you know, in London, he come in, he went, whoa, but and stopped. And so I come out and just seen the guy on his knee there, like that. Well, he's not even celebrating, he's just there, like that. And it got me all excited after that. I went, right, I want a stoppage now, like that. So I buddy come out with this buddy kid like that. But Willie just did it a lot better than me. Like, I'm there trying to swing through the thing like this kid, he's going to go.
I remember when I think you were upset. It was I can't remember what win it was, but it was against a young kid. He was a very good amateur actually, Declan D. Yeah. And I think his stablemate had took liberties with Josh Cook.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
and he come in very heavy. The lad, he come in. I think Marilyn Valari or something.
I forget his name, but he
ended up going. But he came in like 12 pound heavy, and as a home fighter, that's unforgivable, isn't it?
Well, Josh was making weight in the morning. They asked me. They said, this kid. They said he's only young. They said, look after him. I went, yeah, of course. So but then I've come. in, so like he showed up heavy, so they said right, so move about, but then he got overheard, the promoter got overheard, somebody heard his promoter saying, I don't care about the weight or the money, put it on him, like, and they did, he went and put it on him there, but me and Josh were in the gym making weight that morning.
Because prior to that, he's never been stopped since, and he'd never been stopped before that. It's only, I think he's had nearly 60 fights now, Josh, and that was
defence is mustard, isn't
it? He's very good defensively.
He's slippy as an eel in an oil rig,
he's good. But I think it really peeved you off, because you had a few mates on that night who was fighting there, and you had a big... not coming to watch you, but you were coming to watch your mates fight, and you was a byproduct of it. And so you just thought, I'm not having this.
Have you noticed? I always used to do that. Do you know, if like I'd always like fight more like, you know, the Manchester kids, because I always have a few people in the arena. So even not winning to win, I'm thinking, what I put up at his show on, like. But if I was ever anywhere like London or Scotland or anything, I was like, buddy, you've been driving all day. You can't be arsed having a fight. You just want everybody to get paid and get home. So, but yeah, that was one of that. And I just thought. Joe said to me, he said, look, you see the opportunity, but he'd take it. And we'd both been ill. I'd been full of flu, and apparently he'd been full of flu. Like, so none of us should have even been boxing, really. But yeah, it's a nice little sneaky win for me, anyway.
How do you look back on your career now? With fond memories?
Yeah, do you know one thing I wish I'd have done, really, is just, but he kept looked after me money a bit more. But look, if I could do it again, I'd still go on the road. I'd probably have a few less holidays to summer, because that's where...
Because you used to go away, because I think Fons used to do it. Fons used to go over to Thailand. You used to go to festivals, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
all over the place.
Fons did a lot better than me. Me and Fons did the similar thing, so basically, like, he used to come back, save up his money and go travelling, like... I want to do that now that I've seen Thailand. I've never been to Thailand at the time, but we went in January, but... So yeah, I just used to I'd basically get all my money saved up in the winter, like, cause, there's not much happening in the winter, is there? I don't really like winters, me, so I just used to keep myself busy, keep the winter blues away, and then by the time summer come, I'd have a big bank balance, so then I'd be like, well, I'm booking this next week. I just went like that, but I had 10 years, it's in the band there, but yeah, 10 years of life, probably one of the best 10 years in my life.
Yeah.
Besides the raving days, but but yeah, it was good. But yeah, I just wish like I'd invested in something a bit more now. But then, well, it's one of them. Everyone used to say that, but I'm doing all right for myself now as I'm doing.
That's what I've just seen you down here. You had a few kids in here doing a bit of coaching, like I say, you help out with the amateurs down here. But that's how you make your money now. You do personals out of this gym, don't you?
Yeah.
And realistically, you know, listen, there's a lot of coaches that go out and do. But it's better to be done by someone who's done there and lived the life of it.
Of course,
and you're, 220 odd, 230 fights in, amateur and pro.
Yeah, I'd never ask anyone to coach me that's not far from me. I don't think people should be judging or refereeing unless they've fought before. I think especially boxing, anything like you can't buy experience, can you?
Well, give me a take. What do you think of this? Misfits that was happening. What do you think of Andrew Tate and I don't even know what his name was.
They look like a pair of giraffes fighting. They were like that, and bloody hell.
How embarrassing was it?
Oh, mate, and the buddy Jake Paul fight, it was like he was trying to suck him off half through for the fight. He had his arms around his buddy ankles like that half the time.
It was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but...
Does that anger you? Because, I mean, the money they're making...
Yeah, of course, but there's nothing I can do about that. Sometimes I feel like, but is anybody YouTubers around there that can just start calling out, for something, So yeah, it does anger me like what boxing's become, because of these bloody YouTubers of all these fellas. Like, you see it on the tail of the tape now, like, weight, height, fights, Instagram followers, like what does that really matter? How many Instagram followers you got? It's not going to do you no favours in the ring, is it?
And I wouldn't mind, because I don't mind anyone. I love white collar boxing. I love everything, even charity white collar.
There's different levels in it, but
it's the way. They don't show no respect to one another. They talk massive and then go out and deliver nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's embarrassing about it.
It's YouTube, so it's like WWE, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is.
But yeah, that Andrew Tate fight and the other guy, they both look like a pair of giraffes like that with a neck out.
How bad was Andrew Tate? Was fun, but you see, the thing is with kickboxing.
That's his reputation as a hard man down the window, anyway. Isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, he was gassed out after 2 rounds. He
shouldn't have even had that bloody fight, mate.
That was embarrassing, wasn't it?
See how much stick all they're getting over the internet now.
Rightly so, though.
Yeah, they deserve it, I think.
Yeah, too right. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword, isn't it?
Well, does me anybody people give boxers stick, for like...
Oh, you've had loads of it, you mentioned before.
And anyone from the boxing world don't give you stick. It's all these couch potatoes who are sat there like, I would have done him, should have done this. Like, fuck off.
But it must give you great confidence when you get little bits of, you know, like I said about Zelfa saying, you know, at that time, up until his 10th or 12th fight, you were his hardest fighter of all time.
Well, that time with the, you know, when I got roasted off the sun, me and Cass.
Well, you did, it was his 101st fight and your 100th fight at Oldham. I think I filmed it, didn't I? Yeah, and that was a nice little one for you both, wasn't it? It was just a little move around, wasn't it?
They put us on the main event. Obviously, me and Cass are mates, so we was never going to figure it. But because of all the stress of the fight, it was the first time in 10-ounce gloves, because Cass come in the thing, and I said to Cass, don't bother making weight. I said, it is what it is, like, don't expect
Cass never bothered making weight.
But I come in at 9 stone 7, that was because of all the stress of the fight, because at one point, doing all the tickets and everything, they said, you need to pay this much. And I thought, they were going to do us a favour, like, but thought, Cass obviously needs something to pay, to wage. I weren't asked about wages on that night, I just wanted to have my 100 fight at home. And now, but yeah, it got to the point where it was like, let's just fuck it off. Like, it's not worth the bloody stress, is it? Like, and next thing that come out with the sun. So Cass rang me up. He went, listen, we need to have this fight now. He said, and we need to make it a good one as well. So I was like, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I said, like, obviously we'll just put our friendship aside for one night.
Cass is doing really well for himself. I know you're talking about setting up, but he's got I think it's one-man management, and he's got a load of fighters, and he's regular promoting shows and. Yeah, doing really well for himself.
That's the next thing we're going to talk about here, because I was saying this to Kurt Aslam a bit ago, so I'm going to go in for my manager's license, and he's like, why don't you do it? I said, like, so I don't want to go in for my manager's license now, you know, spend the money while I've not got a fighter. So my plan is now, I just want one active fighter, like, on the road, like, somebody who's like, I want someone with boxing experience, not someone who goes, I can have a go, I'll do that. Because people like don't last long, do they? And
no.
I want somebody, I don't want to match.
Oh, you've got to learn very quick.
Yeah, so I want someone that's a bit seasoned, give them spar, but I want to do it the right way, like, you know, I'll take them out sparring, match them properly. So if I just get one active fighter, get them thing, then I'll go for manager's license. That way I'm not doing this manager's license, then still waiting for fighting before I know it, like the end of the year.
Yeah, and then you've got to renew it, and you've not even made anything.
So anyone out there watching, say, got some boxing experience, you want to turn professional, make some money on the road, shout me up. No, I've got so yeah.
It's not an easy journey.
Oh no,
but it is a fun journey. And like I said, you know, when I used to go into the away changing rooms, and you were in there, and Willie was in there, and Poochie and all those guys, and you know, because I work for Steve Wood, you're the enemy, really, you know what I mean? But you did a brilliant job for us, all of you guys, you did a brilliant job, and I used to come in there, and it used to make me laugh, because you were just all so chilled out, no pressure on you, and but you all delivered, you all asked what we needed to ask.
That's why it was the same faces week in and week out, and you get a couple of faces where you'd see now and then, like, and they were the ones that just come there, but then most of the time it was always the same faces week in and week out, because it's like, we're the reliable ones who are not getting stopped, giving them the rounds, and we'll show up on the day as well. So, yeah, like I say, it become like a buddy brotherhood with a journey, man. Like, it was mint. I just miss them boys. I'm looking forward to, like, getting... and
then meeting all up with them again.
Yeah, because this time there'll be no pressure.
Because Dale, another man who I think Dale's coming up to 200 fights nearly now.
He's literally just beat my record, hasn't he? That's
and
I rang him up a few weeks ago.
And he's got quite a few lads, hasn't he?
I went, just retire now, Dale. You've beat me now.
And would you have trained with him as an amateur at Roy Richardson's?
Yeah. We was, so he's a bit younger than me, Dale, and his brother Lou. But yeah, like, we was always sparring partners, you know, when we was.
Lou's funny.
Yeah, he's off his
when he's in the corner, he's so funny.
Oh, he's quality.
And the remarks that he comes out with, which winds up the opponent, doesn't it? It winds up the opponent.
I remember once I had bloody Louis Arrowsmith and Curtis Gagano in my corner, and get this, Lee, it was, you know what I mean? It was a move about everybody knew. So I weren't even allowed to win if I tried. And I went, come on. I went, and then I turned around to Curtis and went, shut up, man! But he's screaming at me like that. And I got back into my corner. He went, buddy, tell me to shut up. I said, it's a bloody move about, and you're screaming in my face. Come on, like. I was like, and then Louis was like, I was like, do you know what? I said, but with both of you talking, I can't understand anything you're saying. He's going,
but the remarks used to really piss off the opponent, you know, because he's, what's he talking about? Yeah, another good one, Harry, is Alex Matbianco. He's brilliant when he's in the corner. He shouts out some of the stuff, and you can't help but laugh. Listen, it's always been a pleasure, and. Hopefully, we'll be catching you up soon, maybe next year, on our shows, bringing some of your fighters through.
Yeah, so that's the plan anyway. So, again, just any fighters out there with boxing experience, like, thinking they can do it. Because like you say, it's not an easy game.
No,
You've got to be tough, you've got to be fit, you've got to be ready. So it's
I don't think people realise, you've also got to be good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can't go through this game and not be good.
Yeah, you've
got to learn very quick.
Yeah, you've got to have your craft. Most of it, it's like probably like you can be as tough as you like. Loads of shots to the head. Like, it's every one of them's, but taking a notch off you, innit? So like, you're only going to be tough for so long. So the best thing to fighting on the road really is your defence. Like I think like your guard and your footwork's the main thing to get you out of trouble.
Well, I would have been screwed then. Jamie, it's been a pleasure, mate. Like I say, hopefully we'll catch up soon, mate. Take care.
Back on there. Yeah.
Is that right?
Just before we go,
Well, go on then.
I've still got 2 of these little Christmas vouchers left if anyone wants to buy them.
And
so yeah, my price is.
Turn it that way and the camera can see it there.
For a single session for adults, 30 quid, or you can get a block of 5 for 120. For 120, that saves you 30 quid. To get kids into boxing, 25 for a single session, or 100 for the block of 5. Adults doubles, 50. Child doubles, 140. And
learn from a guy who's been there and done it.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Nice one, Lee.
On numerous occasions. See you later, mate. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.